Chris, who was that girl that you were talking to, the one that just came in?
Who? Sandra? Ms Chiocchi?
Yeah, she's cute. She seemed happy, not boring like so many other women in the city. How do you know her?
Met her in college. She's from Europe. We're flatmates in the village. She's a little unstable right now. She's gonna get married today, but she canceled the wedding last night. Tonight was supposed to be a wedding night.
So who was she gonna marry? Let me think. A lawyer? A banker? And she got tired of him because he was so ultimately boring? A little late to realize that at the altar, don't you think?
She's a smart girl. Straight A student. Jumped classes and stuff. She's a lawyer uptown making 6 figures. So money's not a problem there, I can tell you that. And her dad died recently. I think it was like a composer or something. He shot himself. I think he left her a nice little sum too.
Don't you know anything about the fiancé though? He couldn't have been that bad. I mean, she's cute.
I never met him. She told me about him over lunch like a year ago. You know, she talked about him like it was a game of chess to her or something. She told me frankly, she'd been treating him like shit. You know, but she still kind of liked him and she didn't want to be without him. She told me about this play where he would jump over a whip. You know, like you teach a dog how to jump. He ran twice and got whipped both times. But the third time, he pulled the whip out of her hands and broke it in 1,000 pieces. And left. She got very upset talking about it.
Wow. That sounds really crazy. Is it true?
Supposedly.
That pastrami looks really nice, Chris.
I got it from Cats. Thought I'd make you a pastrami sandwich.
That's very nice of her. She knows he's always hungry. It's not a stroll in the park to be the chairman of the board of the Foundation for the Struggling Artists in New York City.
Yeah, it's only love. He knows that.
Thank you. Well, Chris, you know I shouldn't have any alcohol right now. I was out yesterday and I was hurting big time all day. Don't you have any juice or Diet Coke or water or something like that?
My God. I feel sorry for the girl that ends up with such a picky guy.
I'm sure you would get happy if you ended up with a nice guy like me. And I don't think it's bad for you that you can call me your friend sometimes and your boyfriend other times. What is it with pastrami that makes it so good? I mean, it's meat, but how do they make it so juicy and tender? What is it you're making now, Chris? Smells god-awful, like crap.
Yeah, it's some shitty goo that Joe wanted for his bitch dog.
You should wash your mouth, Chris. Why the heck should you cook some stinking shit for Joe on a midsummer eve that pesters the whole house like if it was a trash can? He could do that himself. What's wrong with this bitch anyway? She's sick or what?
She's been getting with a mutt around the corner and got knocked up. Joe doesn't like it and wants it to be taken care of. And since he's having a party, I thought I'd help him out.
You must admit, Chris, that girl, Miss Pinocchio, whatever her name was, She's cute. Her whole style, apart from that old woolen scarf, just totally distorting the image of someone with style. I saw her dancing out there for a little bit, and she was showing it off. Everything she had, Chris. A little bit too much, maybe, for a woman her age. There's something fascinating with a woman who has a rich chest. Don't you think? I mean, come on, girls are just as fascinated by big breasts as boys.
Well, anyone even vaguely acquainted with the subject can see right away that in her case, it's all fake. Botox and silicone.
How do you know? Isn't that like when gay people say that they can tell if someone is gay or not? And even if he's straight, they still think he's gay but hasn't come out of the closet yet?
I don't understand you, John.
Well, fake or not, I think you're just a little bit envious here. I would be. I saw her delights jumping significantly up and down when she was dancing out there. Don't get me wrong. You have a good rack too, Chris. They're not so big, maybe, but they're stylish, elegant. I like them.
You want to take a spin with me later?
Of course I would like to.
Promise?
When I say I'm gonna do something, I do it.
Back in a little while. Just go on without me for a little bit. Wow, this party's really happening. So good to see you again, Chris.
Ms Chiocchi, I do believe.
Ms Chiocchi. But today I'm Sandra. Sandra Ann. And you?
John. Just John. A one-syllable name like Chris here. A pleasure, miss. May I compliment you on your astonishing appearance this evening? You're wearing a lure, I do believe.
You're curious. Curiosity killed the cat.
I always loved the smell of a lure.
That's peculiar of him. So he's an expert in perfumes. Let me then tell him that he's a quite handsome and polite man.
What kind of a bitch's brew on a midsummer's eve are you two witches stirring up here? Something that can be used in fortune telling? Something that can give you a glance of future happiness or despair?
Well, if one could ever see into the future and make a plan, one would be very happy, don't you think? This also, Mr.
Smith? John Smith. Yes, I lived in Havana for a couple of years and I did salsa quite a bit, but only severely intoxicated. And I can only salsa with you, miss, after I've taken Chris here for a spin first.
Well, you can dance with her later. Correct, Christine? Won't you let me borrow John, for old time's sakes?
It's not appropriate to say no if a woman asks for a dance. Go and dance. And be grateful for the honor.
But he doesn't want any person to get hurt or sad simply because he's unable to fulfill what he's committed to. Maybe we should just stay here and converse so that no controversy may arise and no party take offense of anything said or done.
Maybe he's putting himself on too high horses as to his own significance on the matter.
Well, he just doesn't want any of the parties to get disappointed because one party did not act accordingly.
I wasn't brought up to think like that. If I want to dance, I dance. And if I do, I want to dance with someone who knows how to lead, so I don't look stupid. You said you knew your salsa, Mr. Smith, so therefore I asked you.
Well, I shouldn't then hesitate to comply with her demands. At your service, miss.
Don't make it sound like I'm giving the orders here. I'm just a stranger of no significance. But tonight, it's Midsummer's Eve and we should all have a good time. Forget about tomorrow. So come on, let's go. Let's dance. Don't worry, Chris. I'm not gonna take your boyfriend away from you. It's simply not my style.